get into some shade. Hey, folks, welcome to the Out of Tune podcast. How are you? I don't do this all the time, but I was really getting into the theme music today. We're getting into listening to things I hadn't heard before. Pretty awesome, isn't it? That's the work of Mr. Facemeyer, Mr. Gunn, doing. They created that for me a couple years ago, and still good. I like it. Very crunchy. And nice industrial kind of sound. And I don't know if I'm an industrial kind of guy. I guess I am. I'm a lot softer now that I'm more like marshmallow, not industrial. Today here on this podcast, how are you? I always forget to ask, and I just jump right in and just start talking. So here's what I do a lot of times, and I've been doing this a lot recently, is I don't like to... I've told you this, but I don't like to plan a whole lot. It's not a surprise, I know. But I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes, and I do have a little list. I'll be like, these are some ideas that I might discuss on the show. But I don't know how I'm going to start. I don't know what I'm going to say. And there's something kind of fun about pushing the button. I'm not ready. Hold on. I'm not ready. And it's too bad. I've already started. And I don't like to edit the podcast. Once it starts, once it goes, that's it. That's what happens. It gives it kind of a live feeling. It's not live, it's recorded, but it gives it a live feeling. And I like that kind of, I don't know what's going to happen. It's very much like improv, which I used to do. I haven't done it in a long time. I don't even think I can do it anymore. My mind is gone. Those skills are just gone. But I do like that. I do like pushing the button. It's just here you go. I remember back when I was a young theater student, and even an older theater student, I guess, in my 30s, I can remember... I did a couple of shows where I was the first person on stage, and just standing backstage and thinking about, I'm getting ready to go on. I'm going to be on here in just a second. Here I go. I'm getting ready to, you can't stop it. It's like a train that started and it's picked up that momentum, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you can't stop and go, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do. And you're forced to go out there. You have to remember your lines, but you're just forced. And it's almost like you turn on this little cycle. I don't know. You know the little pianos that have the little, I forget what they're called. The little pianos that have the little rotating paper with the holes in it, and it plays a song or whatever. I used to know what that's called when I was younger, and I had my mind. It's like that. It's like you start. And you can't do anything about it. You repeat your lines, you do your action, you make a play. That's what happens. You can't stop it. You could, but then you've ruined everything, including your career. You don't want to do that. So right now, I could just decide I don't want to do the podcast, or I could just say a bunch of crappy stuff, crappier than I normally say. But you can't. You've just got to go on and do the show. I have a show to do. I have to do the show. So there's something really fun about that, and it's very theatrical. It's very live theater to me. It's a lot like improv. I like it. Some people wouldn't. I know some people like to be very structured in their podcast. They want to have a script. Not into that. There have been a lot of podcasts that I should have done that. I understand. You probably heard, if you've been listening to the show a while, you know it's true. Today, on the show, I'm drinking a really, really crappy beverage. Today on the podcast, I'm drinking Mike's Hard Black Cherry. I can't do Bob and Doug. When I was in college, I did Bob and Doug all the time. Mike's Hard Black cherry lemonade. One of the worst drinks I've had in a while. I don't think it's Mike's fault. It's my fault for picking it. So here's the thing. It's everything that it says it is, it delivers on. So, but it tastes like Robitussin. All right, here we go. Yeah, Robitussin, very sweet. I don't particularly like sweet drinks. Maybe that's the whole thing, if they would back off the sweetness a little bit. It's got some carbonation. I don't know that I could taste the lemon. Maybe I can. The black cherry's heavy. It's heavy, and that gives it the Robitussin taste. I will say it's my second one today. Even though I don't like it, I don't know why I'm drinking it. Holy crap. It's very syrupy on my tongue. But that's what I'm doing today. What are you drinking? What are you having? What are you enjoying? I've been drinking some coffee. I didn't even think about that. No, it was raspberry coffee that I was drinking today. Why am I in the fruit drinks? What the heck is going on? But I don't know why. I just felt the need for some mics. And a lot of times, so I think I mentioned on the show a few weeks ago, I've been feeling the need to smoke again. I haven't. Every once in a while it still comes back. It's like, come on, man, light up, have one. Was it last year? Yeah, my Betty and birthday last year. I lit up. I had a cigar. I don't think I've smoked since then. My birthday is next week, almost next week. Next week and a half, let's say. My Betty and birthday's over next week. Can you believe it's been that long? And I don't know. Should I light up again? Should I have another one? I don't think so. Maybe it should be like my thing where it's like every year. I can smoke once a year, and that's my birthday. I was born on that day, and I'm going to make sure I die on it too. I don't know. Every once in a while, I think I kill that thing. I'm just like, all right, I don't need to smoke again. And then there I am watching some kind of a movie, and there's some cool smoker, and he's really cool. Smoking, because smoking makes you cool, kids. You're not supposed to say that kind of stuff. And it's not true. It doesn't. There's nothing about smoking that makes you cool, but I still want to do it. But I pretty much canceled that. I don't think that I'm going to smoke. I am a bachelor this week. My wife had to go do family stuff back home in Minnesota and left me here by myself. I'm in the middle of my bachelor week. I got a few more days left, and I did not smoke. I thought about it. I thought, if I'm going to smoke, now's the time to do it. Not that my wife would. I don't think she wants me to smoke. I know she doesn't. She asked me the other day. She's like, have you smoked? Have you been thinking about it? She used to smoke. She used to smoke a lot. I've never smoked regularly. I've smoked when I wanted to. I've never smoked anything illegally or illegal. How do you smoke something illegally while you're robbing a bank? Give me all your hundreds and a lighter. Anyway, I've been a bachelor all week. And here's the thing. When you're young and you're a bachelor, the sky's the limit on what you could do. And you do pretty much anything and everything. It's just like you wait on those times. If you're married or in a relationship, you wait on the times that you could be alone for a while. And some of you might still, because a lot of you out there, you're still young people. And I say go for it. Don't do anything that's going to break up your relationship. But have fun, all right, when you're a bachelor. I am not a young man anymore. And my bachelor days are boring. No one wants to know what goes on in my bachelor days, but I'm still going to tell you. I didn't do a whole lot. I haven't done a whole lot yet. So I had promises to myself right at the first that I was going to clean. I was going to surprise my wife. I'm going to clean the whole house. Right? And get it. Do you do that? Yeah, and I'm going to clean everything. She's going to be so surprised when she gets home. I'm going to vacuum, mop the floors, do the dishes, clean the stove, clean out the refrigerator. I might even groom the pets. Who knows? I haven't done any of that. I washed the sheets. Now that's something to my credit. I did do that. But I haven't done too much more. So I got to get on it tomorrow. I think I've created a little bit of art. I bought some art to sell, but I haven't been as productive as I want. I think I've slept early every night. Oh crap. I've watched a few movies. I need to smoke, don't I? I need to smoke. That's the only way I can make up for this boring bachelor week is to light up. Maybe I'll do that. I'll let you know if I do. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to smoke. Okay? Might smoke a cigar. No, I'm not. For my birthday, I might. Anyway, we'll see. I will drink this nasty black cherry lemonade. How about that? All right, let's talk about men. Hey, I'm not gay, but I just want to talk about brawny men for a couple minutes. Do you mind if I do? And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. So we had a few things. I think I mentioned last week that we had some stuff at our house done, taken care of. So I'm going to tell you a couple things that we had done. We had a hot tub in our backyard. Loved it. It was great for several years. However, we did have it moved, and once it moved, it leaked, and we could never fix the leak. We had pool companies down, and we had people who could say they could fix. No one could fix it, so it constantly leaked. Which, I guess it was okay, but then the heater went out, so it was just all cold water, and then a hot tub with no hot. It is just a tub, and it's a cold tub, and people generally don't go to the store and go, how much are your cold tubs? No one wants that. It's just not a thing you do. People go in a hot tub in the hot, and they'll go in a hot tub in the cold, but no one wants to go into the cold tub in the hot or the cold. Maybe in the hot you'll go. Most likely you won't. It's too cold. That's why no one gets in the lake or the ocean in March. It's too cold. No one wants the cold ocean. No one wants a cold tub. Unless you're horny, right? That's what they tell you. Take a cold shower, get in a cold tub. And I haven't been horny since, 86. Anyway, why am I saying this stuff? Let's talk about brawny guys. Wait a minute. You can't mention being horny and talk about brawny guys in the same sentence next to each other. That's wrong if you're a heterosexual, which I am. You can tell I've been drinking a little bit of this Mike's lemonade, can't you? It does make the show a little more fun. Okay, so we had to have the hot tub moved from our backyard, which is fine. And then we had some trees taken down. I think 6 trees, gigantic pine trees. They were like 3 times as big as our house. Huge. Had a lot of guys for that. Now, the hot tub guys, these guys were, one guy could have easily kicked 3 of my asses. I don't know if I have to change the rating of my podcast for saying ass. Do I? Is my show explicit now? I hope not. Listen, people, when I say ass, I'm talking about a donkey. All right, that's all I'm talking about. A donkey. Donkeys are not explicit, unless you went to my bachelor party. Anyway, these guys. One guy was big dude, like Lil Abner. He was a big guy, young, big guy. The other guy, a little smaller than me, but he was the brains. You could tell he was the brains. He kind of figured things out, and he made the big guy do most of the work, I think. I don't know. I hope he's not listening to the podcast, because then they'll both come and kick my ass. It's a donkey. So they came up, and then it's a hot tub. 2 guys moving a 4 or 6-seater hot tub. Can you imagine? I couldn't even almost move it or even be a part of any team that was going to move it. And I was glad they were there. But I also thought, there's no way you two guys are moving this. It's not going to happen. So they kind of looked at it and kind of, I don't know, what should we do? They made some plans, and then they decided, they came back and they brought a saw, one of those electric saw things, and they were going to saw it in half, which I wanted to see. That would have been awesome. They almost did it, and then the guy was like, no, I'm just going to take a hammer and bust it up. So they got a hammer and they busted a bunch of the outside, took a lot of the stuff apart, and then these two guys picked this hot tub up and moved it out. We have a backyard with a fence around it. They had to pick it up, take it through the gate, which was about as wide as the hot tub, and then take it to our front yard and put it on their truck. And it was at that moment I just remember thinking, first of all, I'm grateful for young dudes, and not in the way, some people would say. I mean because of this, and grateful for brawny dudes that like to do heavy kind of work, right? Who's gonna do that? I'm not gonna do it. We need guys that just like to work and just pick up heavy things and move things and break things. We need guys like that, right? It's part of our society. There's got to have some guys. I don't know. And these guys are nice. I don't want to put them down in any way. There's no reason to. But I think guys like that sometimes get stereotyped into certain classes. Like they're dumb. Neither of these guys seem dumb at all. And I think they made some pretty good money, which is pretty smart. But that was very impressive, and I was very thankful for guys who like to do that kind of work, because I can't stand it. And I just couldn't do it. And the same with the tree guys, man. They just, some people, they like working outside when it's really hot. And these guys, they were working outside in 80-degree temperature, and they had like 3 layers of clothes on, and they were doing no one was sweating. What's going on with that? What kind of, I don't want to say freak of nature, but what kind of freak of nature are these guys to be? I would be dying. I couldn't do it. I was thinking the other day, yesterday I was like, I was hobbling because I had a pain in my leg, and I just thought, what would I do if I got caught by like the North Koreans and sent to prison? They just might as well shoot me. I couldn't work. I would be good for nothing. I'd be complaining all the time, like I do on my podcast. Anyway, I just wanted to say that it's kind of a little tribute to big, burly, brawny dudes. They like to lift things and do heavy work, so I don't have to do it. Thanks, big, heavy, burly dudes. Take another drink of Mike's here. Mike's. Oh, Robitussin. All right. I do want to say this. I watched a couple things, let me say. Gene Hackman died a few weeks ago. I always liked Gene Hackman. I like a lot of his movies, and everybody talked about The French Connection. I never saw The French Connection. I don't know how I missed it. But I thought, okay, I'm going to watch it. And then people started talking about a movie called The Conversation, which I wasn't even familiar with, Gene Hackman movie. And so I watched French Connection, and just totally was not my kind of movie. Didn't care for it that much. Good performances. There's a lot of interesting people in it. A typical 70s movie. Gene Hackman was good, but overall, I don't like those kind of dirty police. I don't know. I'm not a big action movie person. So it's sort of disappointing. I was like, well, I'm glad I saw it, but it wasn't for me. And then today, was it today? Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I watched The Conversation. Now that I really enjoyed. That's a good movie. If you want to get a chance to watch it, that's a good Gene Hackman movie. I think it was 1974. Harrison Ford's just a young kid in it. He's got a good role. Cindy Williams Shirley from Laverne and Shirley. How did I miss when I was a kid that she was like the cutest girl in the whole wide world? And I don't want to say that's all she was. I don't want to reduce her entire career to just being cute. She was a very talented actress, very funny actress, and very good at doing drama as well. This was a dramatic role for her, but just stunning presence on the film. And so is Gene Hackman. He was a hunky, burly, brawny guy. Anyway, watch it if you can. A good movie, fun, a thriller, I guess. A little bit of a mystery. And what's really funny is it's got a lot of a lot of 70s tech in it. Gene Hackman plays a surveillance person, and so he goes to a convention where they're selling surveillance things like recorders and stuff, and none of that stuff would even be on the market today. It was also archaic, but that kind of made it funny too. Anytime you see like tech in old movies, like computers and stuff, it's always a riot. The movie itself can be fantastic, and then they bring in a computer, and it's like, well, now you've ruined it because his computers don't look like that. And people are always like, every once in a while you see this movie where they're doing something on their computer. This is like an 80s movie. They're doing something really, I think, real genius. You could see this happen. Doing something on their computer, and you look at it and you realize they're just playing around with a screensaver. You know, it's like the flying toasters. Remember that from the 80s? And you're just like, what is this? They're hoping you don't know. And they're hoping you don't know because they don't know. They've never seen a computer. They've never used a computer before. It's like, oh, this looks cool. This little flashing light thing, we'll do that. Well, now we all know it's a screensaver. So that kind of ruins the movie. Anyway, I did watch those two movies, and I watched, this surprised me. This is a big surprise for me. Let me just say, I've always been a pretty solid Queen fan. It shouldn't be a surprise with the topic of this podcast. No, seriously, since the 70s, I'm not a big fan of 70s bands, and I can't say I like everything Queen's done, but I've always liked Queen. I like Freddie Mercury's voice. I like their sound. I like their harmonies. I like a lot of their songs, and I listened to them a lot in high school, and I listened to a lot in college. So I was always kind of a big Queen fan. I was always a big Queen fan. And but I have to admit, the last few years, I think when Bohemian Rhapsody came out, the movie, I got a little queened out. I'm a little tired of Queen. See too much Queen. Hear a little too much Queen. That's just from my point of view. The kids are loving it, and I say, kids, if you're just now discovering Queen, just go crazy, enjoy it. But I had a little too much, so I backed off a little bit. Hold on. I knew that was going to happen. Getting mics is down in my throat. Okay, I might edit that out. Should I edit it out? If you hear it and say I should, then I didn't edit it out. Anyway, Queen. I thought I'd seen all the Queen performances. I own several live ones, live performances. I've listened to the albums. I watched the movie. Not the greatest movie in the world. There's some sections that are pretty cool, funny, enjoyable. Overall, I like it. I've seen it twice. But somehow I ended up watching a bit of I think it just showed up on my Facebook feed, a little clip from Queen live in Wembley. I always mess that up. Wembley, 1986. Freddie wearing the yellow jacket, and I was like, wow, that's good. I need to watch that whole thing. And I found it on YouTube, and I watched it. And I mean, it was solid all the way through. It was hard to believe that only 4 guys were playing. It sounded like just a gigantic band with several people. It was just, the sound was huge and tight and just amazing. And I don't think I've seen Freddie Mercury look and sound as good as he did then. He seemed to have a lot of fun in his performance, and he was he announced the year after that he had AIDS, and then he was gone like just a few months later. So, but he just seemed to really have it all together. The whole band did. So I'm recommending that you watch Queen live at Wembley, 1986. Don't actually go back to 1986. We have video now that you can watch. So you don't have to time travel anymore. Give it a watch. It's on YouTube. Free, I guess. Do that. I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Okay, one more. We're all right. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for next week. That's a little deep. All right. And then here's the thing. Listen, I need your help. I don't ask for your help a lot. Next week is my birthday. Next Sunday, my birthday. I don't want cards. I don't want letters. I will take cash and PayPal. Just send it to me. But no, here's what I want from you. Starting next week, I'm going to start introducing, not next week's show. I think it'll be the show after my birthday. So it'll be like 2 shows later. A week from Monday, maybe. I'm going to start introducing some new features into the podcast, which I think are going to be fun. And I don't think it matters too much since no one listens to the podcast, but it'd just be something for me. It'll entertain me, right? So I'm going to put some new features in. But because I'm doing that, it's kind of a good time to sort of retool the podcast. I actually said the word tool a few times in this particular podcast, but it's time to retool the podcast and maybe put some new stuff in it. I'm not going to change the format. It's just going to be me yakking it up, making stuff up, improving, all that kind of stuff. But I do like to put new things in it, and I'm going to put some new features. I got some really good ideas for some features that I'm going to put in. So it's a good time if you have ideas and you want to kind of say, hey, here's what I think you should do. How about this? Why don't you do this? Boobs. Don't suggest boobs anymore. I've had enough of that. And plus, I'm keeping my shirt on. So just if you have ideas, throw them my way. I feel like that it's a good time that you should do through email. So just send me an email, rick@outatune.com, OUTTATOON.com. All right. You know how to spell it, right? Send me some suggestions. It will really, really help. You don't have to participate. You don't have to send me suggestions any other time of the year. But I'm asking you now as I kind of look for new things to put in the podcast, things you'd like to hear. Maybe, features, special features, interviews. Obviously, I am working on that. I know I say it every time, but I really am. I seriously am. I'm working on interviews. I'll have interviews soon. I swear. But yeah, throw me some stuff, throw me some ideas, and then in a couple of weeks we'll start seeing those new things happen. This is all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna keep you anymore. Should I? No. I'm actually recording this at night. Did I mention I don't do a lot of night recordings? But there's a weird vibe that happens when you do a podcast at night, and I avoid it because of that. But you kind of start. I don't know. My mind just goes down weird avenues, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, but yeah. All right, allergies are getting to me. I'm going to stop. Right now. Oh, killing me. I'm going to go take some Allegra and Mike's lemonade. Is that a good show? I don't even know. Oh man, I don't want to record that again.